Grief doesn't keep a calendar. Anxiety doesn't clock out after 5. Depression doesn't care if it's your busy season. But support can still fit into your life. With Grow, you can find a therapist who meets you where you are. They connect you with thousands of independent licensed therapists across the U.S., offering both virtual and in-person sessions. You can search by insurance, provider specialty, treatment methods, and more to find a therapist who works for you. And if it's not the right fit, switching is easy. There are no subscriptions, no long-term commitments. You just pay per session. Find therapy on your time. Evenings, weekends, and cancel up to 24 hours in advance at no cost. Whatever challenges you're facing, Grow Therapy is here to help. Sessions average about $21 with insurance, and some pay as little as $0 depending on their plan. Visit growtherapy.com/ACAST today to get started. That's growtherapy.com/ACAST. growtherapy.com/ACAST. Availability and coverage vary by state and insurance plan.
'Twas a cold winter's night, and without any heat, I wore Bombas socks so they'd warm up my feet. Yay, my feet cried. These socks are the best. So cushy and warm, I can finally rest. But don't rest, I said. There's more, if you please. Bombas also makes underwear, slippers, and tees. And for each thing you purchase, they donate one new to someone who needs it, so they're cozy too. Everybody deserves to feel good all the time, so gift Bombas this season. That's the end of this rhyme. Go to bombas.com/audio and use code AUDIO for 20% off your first purchase.
The kettle's boiled, Vic.
Great. Perfect timing. Just a dash of milk for me, please, mate.
Here you go. Shall we get started then?
Have you ever woken up on a Sunday morning and said, I'm never drinking again, and then found yourself waving $50 at a barman by happy hour?
Are you wondering why everyone else can stop at 1 while you head to a dodgy after-party with a weird bloke called Disco Dave? If so, it might be time to take a deeper look at your relationship with your reliable social crutch, alcohol.
On each episode, we'll investigate our own dysfunctional dealings with booze and find out if it's possible to stop this deeply ingrained habit before things get too messy.
Yep, we're going to open up a shame shed of humiliating drinking stories to help you understand why waking up from a booze coma each weekend with a kebab sticking out of your top pocket might actually be negatively impacting your health.
Hamish and I are here to delve into what it's like being sober, an unwanted warts and all look into why giving up those cheeky pints or putting down those mummy wines will make you feel happier, help your anxiety and mental health, and turn you into the most sparkly, authentic version of you.
Won't that mean I become boring though, Vic?
Well, Hamish, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm Victoria Vanstone.
I'm Hamish Adams-Cairns.
And this is Sober Awkward. Ah, bonjour, ça va bien?
Oui, Victoria, mais pourquoi est-ce qu'on parle français?
Parce que c'est la fête de la grande testicule de le monde. Viva la France!
The big testicle festival of the world?
Oh no, is that what I said?
The big festival of the testicles?
Maybe we should go back to English before I offend anyone, Hamish.
What was that meant to be about?
I was just going to introduce it in French. It was about the big booze festival of the world. But have I... Festival, not testicule. Oh, that's funny. Oh, how are you anyway?
I'm all right. We had a sort of kid swap this week, didn't we?
Yes, we did have a kid swap. I was going to ask you about that.
Do we need to delve into it? I feel like we do. There's one story in particular that I desperately want to share with you. Vic and John wanted to go to the cinema one night, so Liz and I looked after the kids. And the next night, Liz and I went to the football with John and George, so you had Sonny plus your two. So your little list, Freddie's gone to the loo, and Nell's come running in to get me and gone, Haim, Liz, one of you needs to wipe his bum.
Oh, God.
Now, I remembered that he can wipe his bum when he's at daycare, but when he's at home, he chooses for you to do it.
Yeah, correct.
So I thought, I'll go in there and I'll test him.
Yeah.
So firstly, I'm going in there quite nervous because I don't know what technique you go for when you're wiping someone else's bum who's not a baby.
Yeah, you're not at that stage yet.
No, I wasn't sure. So I go in there and I go, listen, do you know how to do this yourself? And he goes, doesn't say anything. Do you know how to do this? And he just looks at me and goes, I don't feel like doing it today. I thought, the privilege that this kid has got. Him and the king, the only people that they can wipe their ass, but today they choose not to, so you have to do it, Haim.
Yeah.
I was relieved though because he knew the technique. Immediately he bend over double, holds onto my ankles.
Oh yes, holds the ankles. Yeah, right down. Yeah,
and then sort of points, his bum at me. And that's when I had to do the wipe. That's when Liz walked in and was like, "What is this? What are you doing?" Luckily, I was next to the bath was already sort of.
All right, you chucked him straight in, did
so
you?
I was like, "Mate, in case I've missed anything, hop on in. Everyone else is bathed."
Children are pretty yucky, aren't they?
I feel like they get yuckier.
Yeah,
I feel like babies, you can sort of accept the fact they're sort of snotty and pooey and pee, and then toddlers are like yuck, aren't they?
I reckon they probably get worse at teens. They get even yuckier.
You reckon?
Oh, I don't know. We'll report back on that one. So what are we chatting about today, Hamish?
We're clumping a few episodes together here. You've come up with a theme.
I've come up with a
3-week theme.
Yes, a 3-week theme, which is alcohol cultures. Over the next 3 episodes, we're going to look at 3 major drinking cultures that are very much intertwined. 1 is being an expat. 2 is the stresses of work and alcohol and the army. All cultures that mean one thing: heavy boozing. Hamish and I have both lived abroad. One thing we noticed while we were away was no matter the country, expat communities have an odd booze philosophy. Drink as much as you can, as often as possible. It's no shock to find out separation from friends and family, loneliness, and the need to fit into this new environment might lead to a bit of overdoing it. Expat life disrupts your usual routines, creating a slippery slope that can end in addiction.
Unless you're skiing though, Vic, then a slippery slope might be a bonus. See, that is a perfect example of a stitch up.
Yeah.
You have written a poor dad joke, poor at best, and then rather than you say it, you've just flicked it over into my colour.
Well, I can't say dad jokes. I can write dad jokes, but I can't actually say them. So it's your job.
You're going to ruin my reputation as a really world-class comedian.
There's nothing bad, Hamish, about having dad jokes. They're the best.
I know.
Come on, get on with it.
Okay, that's right. You are right. I see. Then I have to say you are right,
Yeah,
Vic.
I wrote that
Stitch
too.
up. You are attractive, Vic.
Thanks.
For many expats, moving abroad often means higher pay. Not for me, though. For you?
No, never.
No, it's not for us. Better opportunities and an improved lifestyle.
No.
Beneath the surface, however, the expat lifestyle can also bring new challenges and problems. For professionals, excessive travelling and increased work demands can lead to depression and homesickness, among other issues.
Being an expat usually means being away from familiar comforts of one's own society. Language barriers and culture disparities can lead to difficulties fitting in and adapting. When frustrations combined with the lack of support system, many expats may have difficulty coping with the feelings or problems that result. At times like this, drugs or alcohol may seem like an inviting option to temporarily smooth over the pain.
So today we'll tell you about our own experiences of these communities, what leads us to simply join in rather than question it, and give you some tips on how to stay sober if you find yourself at a work party in Spain drinking ouzo, just because, well, it's rude not to there.
It is rude not to there, but don't.
So Vic, where have you lived and was it boozy?
Yes, everywhere I've lived is boozy.
Yes, I feel like everywhere that you can live other than some places in the UAE.
Everywhere's boozy,
are
let's
boozy.
face it.
Yeah.
It's true, isn't it? Thailand, of course, if you had money, you bought everybody a bottle of whiskey. That was what everybody did. It was like a show of wealth. Yep. And you shared it with your friends. Of course, I owned bars there. My life was based around alcohol. Lots of men go to Thailand, obviously, to find some Thai brides. It's all based around bars. Quite a toxic expat environment for older men.
If it's a status thing to have money and buy people drinks in Thailand, does you owning a bar make you royalty?
Well, I didn't feel like royalty. I didn't look like royalty when I was passed out under a table most of the time. They probably thought, gosh, that girl needs help.
No, they were helping themselves to free drinks because their boss wasn't watching.
She's the best barmaid ever. I was a TEFL teacher. That is a huge expat community. You work all week and you let your hair down at the weekends. You have to be careful in Thailand because teachers are higher up. If you walk through the centre of town, people will bow down when you pass. Really? Lower their heads so that when they pass you, they are lower than you. The role of a teacher is really looked up to in Thailand. Well, they look up to you because they're lower down.
Because they're bowing.
Yeah, because they're bowing. But it's true. I was an Ajan Wick, they called me, which is Teacher Vicky. And yeah, it was really boozy at the weekends, but you couldn't let anyone from the school see you drinking.
Yeah.
Yes, because that gave you a bad reputation.
I reckon all teachers understand that fear.
Yes, probably.
All teachers that go to a pub near the school are terrified that someone's going to see them.
Miss.
Yeah.
I lived in France. My parents were there as well, retired expats. Oh, Hamish, that's a big one. You would be looked at very weirdly, even by a fellow Brit, if you turned down a glass of red. They would pack your bags for you, put you on the Eurostar and send you home to Blighty, I think, if you refused. I lived in America for a short period. Expats met at the sports bars and downed shots while watching games. It was kind of a tradition. I did it too because obviously I'm just trying to take on the local rituals. That's just what you do when you go to another country.
Oh, you did it out of respect.
Yes, I did it out of respect for Donald Trump. Of course. The entire backpacker community, of course, was based upon alcohol. You carried the party in your rucksack wherever you went. And also I used to visit mates that were doing season in Val d'Isère and skiing resorts and stuff.
I did that.
I was only in this community for a short time because I got so ill. I used to say it was the altitude.
Yeah.
I got so sick last night. It was the altitude. It wasn't the fact that I drank like a litre of, what's that awful Glühwein stuff?
Well,
it's like hot wine or something. It was really easy to drink. And it seemed one of those drinks that went down well the first couple.
Right.
And then you were just in a blackout and couldn't remember anything. Yeah. I literally had to check myself into rehab and get a liver transplant every time I went to a ski season.
We could do a whole episode on ski seasons.
Oh, yes, we should, definitely.
I've never done one. I like you would go visit friends that were doing them.
Yeah.
Who all had like completely menial jobs. They'd be like, oh yeah, I clean people's chalets every now and then.
Yeah.
Wish you could do hungover and alone.
Yeah.
And then they swear that mountain air is the best hangover cure. So they just ski, or they're hungover all day and they don't ski when they're there to like get fantastic at skiing and they party all night.
Well, it's like me living in Sydney for a year and never seeing the Opera House or the Harbour Bridge. Just a note here, Hamish, I must say, when I wrote my book recently, I saw my life like in black and white laid out before me. And it was very clear that I purposefully plonked myself within expat communities that had big drinking reputations. I would have never bought a ticket to Saudi Arabia where alcohol was banned, for example. I was searching out the locations, perhaps cleverly hiding an issue within an environment that wouldn't pull me aside or slow me down. Absorbing my habit into a crowd is why it went unchecked for so long.
Is that your first teaser of your book? It's written in black and white. It's not multicoloured letters. Yeah, damn.
It's in black and white. Go out and get it.
You talking about teachers there reminded me about a teacher at our school who I really did not like. He didn't like me. Who got banned.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, well, neither of us are likeable guys.
No.
He got banned from the local pub because he got his cock out on the bar and rolled it like a rolling pin.
Brilliant.
It was brilliant. Yeah, I wish I'd seen it.
I've seen someone wrap their willy around their wrist like a wristwatch once.
Really?
Say, what time is it? It's pretty impressive.
That is pretty impressive. Didn't know that about John.
No. Wristwatch, we call him.
Casio. Casio is his nickname.
Oh, that's good. Hey, Casio.
Casio. Don't ask. Don't ask, kids. So our expat lives have actually kind of mirrored each other. So I also started by moving to France. I was there for 2 years, where not only did I have the drinking culture of moving to Paris, which is a boozy place, but I was a student at a clown school where people are sort of getting beat up every day by not being good at comedy. So drinking is obviously...
You got beat up a lot then?
I was actually never laid a glove on me. I was always confident that I was the funniest person in the room. And I was living at Shakespeare and Company, which is somewhere so transient. People come for a short amount of time. You're living in the pockets of strangers, so you're constantly sort of literally living in the same bedroom, so you've got a drink to get on with each other. You're not doing that much during the day. You volunteer 2 hours a day, but the rest of the day you're sort of left to your own devices. So people drunk. Also, just I think generally living in another country where you don't have a lot of money means you go out seeking the cheapest bottle of wine. And while we can't afford to drink in restaurants and bars, so let's go to the supermarket and sit by the Seine. That was sort of the difference between Australia drinking and Paris drinking was bottles of wine by the Seine, whereas here it's like house parties because the police are so strict in pubs.
Yeah, it's true. Because you get thrown out here very quickly.
Very quickly.
English people discover that when they move to Australia backpacking. I used to get thrown out. I'll be like, I'm not even pissed, mate.
Weird, isn't it? It's a weird rule that I never knew until I moved here, that you're not allowed to enter a drinking establishment, bar, club, pub, having had a drink. So there is a bouncer on the door. I've walked in with like people my parents' age and they go, have you had a drink? And you go, yes, it's 9 o'clock. We've had dinner and now we're at the pub. They go, you can't come in.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? None of us are drunk.
Yeah.
Very weird rule.
Very strict, and you get cut off. It's the cut off, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a certain point in the night here in Australia as well where they will not serve shots anymore. I think it's 9 p.m. It's quite early.
Yeah.
So, of course, I was a mess, like going up to the bar. What do you mean there's no shots? Like slamming my fist down. I got thrown out of a lot of places when I first moved here.
But really, I think in France, I might have been more aware of it than I had thought, and that I went sober one of the 2 years that I was there.
Okay.
And I also, when I left Shakespeare and Company, they say you can have any book in the shop, choose a book. And there's a book which I would recommend to anyone who is in Paris and listening. I don't know how many French listeners we've got.
No.
We started the podcast in French, maybe we'll draw them in. There's a book called An Hour from Paris, and the author is Annabelle Sims. And it is locations that you can get to within an hour's train journey from the centre of Paris. And she basically guides you through a walk. You can see this on your left and go down there. There's a cafe there and the history of this.
How nice.
And I did them every weekend. And some of my fondest memories of Paris was doing those every weekend. So I think I sort of started pissed in France, and by the end I was sober and doing these walks by myself.
That's
and
so good, though. That's nice to
experiences.
hear that they were the best memories. Yeah, that sounds lovely. I would like to do those walks, but listen to the ones in Paris.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just so I go for a walk and pretend I'm in Paris.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you could do that, could you?
Sure.
Would I get lost?
I'll buy you the book and you can just go through it. Okay, good. The second one, then obviously I moved to Australia. I think I was probably drunk or drinking every day for the first 6 weeks. Easily. I slept in 28 different beds in my first 6 weeks. It wasn't just me rapidly shagging Australian women. It was me just sofa hopping strangers' houses.
Disappointing.
And I ended up marrying the person that I did most of that drinking with. I've also always felt very drawn to Hong Kong. So my brother lived there for 7 years. It's got a wild expat life, and it is nuts, Hong Kong.
Yes.
Anyone that's lived there or has visited, if I say the words Lan Kwai Fong, will know what I'm talking about. It is mayhem. And I was always like, that is fun.
Is that a street?
It is an area, it's got the drinking area.
Okay, right.
And I think it's sort of, we've talked about this with uni, because housing is so expensive in Hong Kong, you live in a shitbox for a lot of money.
Right.
So staying in is not really an option.
Right.
It's actually often cheaper to eat out than to go to supermarkets because they don't obviously produce much in Hong Kong. So you're going out all the time. You don't want to be at home alone. You want to be in restaurants and you want to be drinking because your flat is crap.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of fed into it. And then recently I felt very drawn to moving to either Dubai or Saudi. And those are obviously not big drinking cultures. Well, I guess there would be in Dubai. And
Dubai,
expats.
I think there is, yeah.
But I don't know if I'm drawn to it because of the no drinking or just because I keep hearing about how much money everyone makes there, particularly footballers. I think I might become a footballer.
Yeah.
I'm 32, might be a bit late. And move to Saudi, and then they all get paid like £1 million a week.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
That's what we need to do.
I'll get into football as well. I could
Do you want
be
to get into
professional football.
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
But yeah, we touched on a few in the intro, but let's nail down the reasons why we drank more in all of these environments, Vic.
Possibly because I was perhaps an alcoholic.
Yeah.
That's one reason.
It's a good start.
It's a good start, isn't it? There is that possibility, Hamish.
Yeah.
Lonely, fitting in, wanting new experiences, shyness, not for me, but I know a lot of shy people that drank to get out of the comfort zone. Peer pressure. Actually, Haim, these are all the same reasons we drank as teens, interestingly enough. Life starts at night, seems mysterious and enticing. I remember going to Singapore and Bangkok, and that nightlife was very enticing, wasn't it? The streets would be clear during the day with markets or whatever, and then suddenly buildings would unfold and there'd be bars one after the other down the street.
But you still love that about Thailand. Your recent trip was that night buzz that we do not get on the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, it does come alive. Asian countries, Asian cities come alive at night for sure. And I did still enjoy that buzz, but I just wasn't a good customer. Yeah. Yeah, they're just like, come on.
Sparkling water, 2 hours in the bar.
Yeah, they're like, you're out. So I still get barred from places now, even though I'm sober. There is an opportunity when you move to an expat environment to create a new identity.
Yes.
I find this one very interesting. When I first went traveling, I had that year of massive anxiety and I bought a round the world ticket and I was off. And I decided that nobody knew me before. Nobody knew that I'd had this kind of mental breakdown in my early 20s. And I turned into a bit of a hippie while I was away, and I kind of found myself again, which was really interesting. It didn't slow down the drinking, but I definitely morphed into a different person because nobody knew me. And that could be the same for somebody who doesn't drink, going into that community and wanting to fit in and change and joining up with a group of people that are massive boozers.
Yeah. I think that is for me, that is maybe the biggest reason that people drink when they become expats.
Yep.
You're in a new place, often a new job. It's a new chapter in your life. And you're like, right, I can be whoever I want to be. Nobody knows me here. And you know, if I want to be a party animal, I can be a party animal. If I want to be a bookworm, I want to present myself as like an intellect. You can do that. You know, it's not often you get a blank page where no one knows you and you can create a whole new person.
Yeah, it's exciting, really. It'd be an exciting opportunity for anyone to go into a community where nobody knows you. It's kind of exciting, isn't it?
But most people turn to booze.
But most people turn to booze. Apart from that, it'd be exciting if you didn't turn to booze, actually, wouldn't it? If you did it sober, like you and your walks in Paris. You and your stupid walks in Paris.
Me and my loser walks in Paris.
You walking on your own in Paris down the cobbled streets.
The book was published a few years before I did it. So look to your left, that beautiful cafe, and it was now, you know, like a Woolworths.
A phone shop. Was it written in 1920?
Yeah, it was all ye old. Yeah.
Thou shalt walk downeth this roadeth. There are less consequences to your actions when you live far from friends and family, of course. There's no one there to tell you off. Everything is new and exciting. There's places to explore, people to meet, and you're probably still in that holiday mode for the first week or year, perhaps.
Yeah, 6 weeks for me. I think that plays into what you said with the warmer, longer nights.
Yes.
Like you're somewhere that's not your home yet. You know, you've moved here, and I think it takes weeks to feel like that new place is your home. It can take forever, but you know, you're sort of still in that mindset of like, I'm not in my actual house. It's warm at night here. I don't know anyone. All of these bars I've never been to before, all of these pubs I've never seen before, all these people I need to meet. Yeah. So you're in that mode of like drinking and socializing.
God, I feel it now, like even you describing that situation, I feel like, that is, you know, when you step off the plane to a foreign country and you get that heat wave over you, when you step outside onto the stairs, when you go down into the airport, you instantly feel that feeling, don't you, of, this is going to be great, and excitement, and no wonder we get drawn in. Yeah. It's very appealing.
Well, I think it's kind of like a narrow line. And we're saying all of those things can be bad and lead to drinking, but all of those things are also the reason that we loved moving abroad. Yeah. And even talking about those now, I'm like, I want to move again. Yeah, all of those feelings are fantastic feelings.
Go, Hamish.
Just piss off.
Just you and I.
Just piss off to Saudi.
Yeah, we'll leave our partners, run off together into the hills. Yes.
To become footballers. There's a film. There's a film in that.
There is a film. The next one is job pressure, which we're going to go on a bit about in the next episode, but I think we do need to mention it here.
Yeah, that one's a biggie. It's often true that expat jobs often provide better pay, not for us, yet they also tend to demand longer hours with higher pressure environments. Those who move abroad for work will need to adapt to a lot of cultural adjustments, as well as heavy workloads, new colleagues, and high expectations.
So what about cultural influences? There's another thing. How did they affect you, Hamish? Because there are lots of different rules in other countries.
My experience was exactly the same problems, just in different settings. Yeah, so like I said, in the UK, we drink in pubs. In France, it was cheap bottles of wine by the river. In Australia, it is house parties, was my experiences of it. At drama school, it was everyone stressed and having a tough time and being vulnerable, so we drink to get through it. You know, it's basically... The overarching issue is the same everywhere I've lived. Yep. It just looks different.
Yeah, interesting.
What was your experience?
I think for me, it was the markets in France. Saying no was like offending the country.
Okay,
yeah. It was like, I cannot say no to alcohol because that is what we do in France. And in fact, I drank in the mornings there because I was next to the wine guy. Yeah. And I couldn't say no to his wine that he'd produced himself.
Because it was rude.
I would now, but it felt rude. I imagine it's the same for anyone working abroad, such as teachers drinking sake in Japan or office workers having a Singapore sling. It's a mixture of fitting in and maybe finding excuses to drink. It's interesting, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It's such a massive combination of factors here that are forcing you to be pouring alcohol down your throat.
To look at Singapore specifically for a moment, and I'm sure the countries next to it might be similar, in addition to the high workload, there's also a cultural expectation to drink at business and client meetings. This practice can blur the line between business and pleasure, potentially leading expats to drink more than they'd planned. So my best mate lives in Singapore, right? He's been there for 7 or 8 years. Yeah. He's Sonny's godfather. And his experience of it is it's very hard to do anything there that is not eating and drinking.
Okay.
So it got so hot. You know, there's no outside activities. You're not fishing or going for a walk. He does a bit of running in the mornings, a bit of cycling if it's very early. But basically, you've got to be inside. Right. And eating and drinking or shopping is what you do inside. Yeah. So, you know, he's been there for 7 years and he's kind of like,
what do I do now?
Done my share of eating and drinking.
Yeah.
he kind of feels he has to move in order to experience anything else. I think it's very difficult to go sober in a place like that.
I just wanted to add here, I did a post on Instagram about an expat state of mind saying, look, has anyone ever lived in an expat community and what was it like? And we got loads of comments. It was a really popular post. Mocktailologist Kat says, I briefly lived in Berlin where club nights went on from Friday night straight through to Sunday afternoon.
We had one from, I think it's called Sinta, a city? I was an expat in Mongolia. You wouldn't expect that to have a big drinking culture. She was, it was extremely booze-filled. Vodka was so cheap and they kept serving until you stopped spending.
Gosh, yeah,
so
of course.
it's not Australia. You're not getting kicked out on your piss.
No. James says we are expat. We lived in China for the past 4 years. We definitely had a problem with drinking while living there. It was the easiest way to make friends and hang out with other expats at the local foreign bar.
Here is one from Maxine Billings-Smith. I lived in Malaysia and then Bahrain, where both places pretty much enabled my binge drinking further. I think the expat lifestyle is built around boozy brunches, and then there's the sunshine all year round and luxurious hotels that we'd frequent most weekends, plus the tax-free salary helped fund it all. Coming back to the UK, I realised how much heavier my drinking had become in comparison to UK drinking standards, and I did pull it back somewhat till I became a mum and mummy wine time kicked in.
Yeah, so it leads to more drinking at home, perhaps.
Yeah.
Mike says, I'm an American, moved to Prague 27 years ago. I thought it was heaven because of the high quality and very low cost beer. He said it's the booziest country in the world.
Finally, Ricardo 0206. He says, from the UK and still here in Melbourne after nearly 9 years, realised the boozing had stopped me experiencing all the things that I loved about Australia when I first moved here, so I decided to pack it in.
Yeah, thanks everybody for those comments, because it's so interesting to hear about the countries we've never visited as well. It's the same situation everywhere, isn't it?
Honestly, other than Saudi, is there a country without Bahrain, Mongolia?
Yeah, even in India, you're not really allowed to drink, but we used to drink from teacups and have a teapot. We'd have beer in a teapot and sit with china cups, whacking china cups of beer down our neck, yeah. And we went to a coconut bar once where they'd fermented the coconut nuts to make them into alcohol and had to sit secretly in tiny little rooms and drink out of coconuts. Yeah, it was weird. So when we look back at that cultural experiences, in expat communities, you are usually around people from your own country, actually, or one that speaks the same language. So conforming to cultural expectations isn't really necessary. I think part of both our problems, Hamish, was that we always decided to live in places that felt like a holiday, which I guess is why we both live in Australia. It was always my life plan, and it still is, but just without the booze now.
I guess what we're getting at there is also when you move somewhere that's not home, whether or not you want to or not, you probably feel an element of homesickness, and that idea of connecting with other people from that place that you're from.
Correct.
And drinking and talking about the English films or TV or culture or sport, and there's a lot of sports bar stories, makes you feel like you're at home again.
Absolutely.
And that's what we do. We connect through drink and we can reminisce about home and we don't feel so alone and so far away. So I guess that sort of feeds into people drinking a lot more when they move away.
It's like a connection level that we don't really realise we need until we meet someone English, for example, for us. When I met John, when I met my husband, one of the first things that I was really excited about was that we'd been to university together when we were 18. Even though we hadn't seen each other for 17 years, just that inkling of connection, and we were both in Sydney at the time, was enough to make me go, I want to spend more time with that person just because it's easier. Yeah, and we're looking for an easier lifestyle when we go to a different country, I think.
So with laid back alcohol regulation policies and cheap prices compared to the West, Thailand and lots of other Asian countries seem like the perfect getaway, especially for a binge drinker. But when expats find themselves living permanently in places which are traditionally thought of as holiday destinations, they tend to embrace the laid back culture, which can lead to a habitual excessive drinking.
Yeah, and I guess you start as you mean to go on. You then have not only created friendships that just revolve around booze, but it becomes the only thing you have in common with everyone. When friendships grow in such a way, they become defined by drinking, which of course then it becomes more and more difficult to notice addictive behaviour in oneself. If everyone in a social group is doing the same thing, then how are you expect to know you have a problem, Haim? It seems hard to imagine being in one of these communities without being drowned in booze. It's an environment where I think we both agree made us sick tired and full of shame and probably unable to do the job properly that we'd moved there for in the first place.
No, we did not get poached by some
No.
company.
Headhunters. Yeah. She's amazing. Top of the advertising agency.
She'll be fantastic for the Australian industry. Get her in. You also talked earlier about professionals, and like, we are not professionals.
Bring her to Australia.
It'll be fantastic. Make her a citizen. We need her.
Oh dear, drinking is so counterproductive, isn't it, at times?
It sure is. In Dubai, for example, there is this expat culture of champagne lunches.
Right.
It's very fueled by alcohol there, which I didn't actually know.
Okay.
People showing off how much they earn. That I did see when I was in Dubai.
Yes.
I told you about the vending machine that only sold Moët.
Oh my God, that's out of control.
It's mental. Sharing images of fast cars, expensive bottles on Instagram. It's at work and after, which can lead to burnout and mental health wobbles, obviously. Research shows that expats living in Dubai are 40% more likely to experience mental illness than the average local. Is that true?
That is true.
That is 40%.
That is crazy.
Research shows that expats living in Dubai are 40% more likely to experience mental illness. That is a crazy stat.
I think we need to look at some point, Hamish, the stats on alcohol in general, the percentage of people that drink alcohol and their mental health issues.
It must be difficult to determine that because, they're probably drinking for a reason. So the numbers surely won't be accurate. You go, you are drinking, you've got mental health issues. Well, they might be drinking because of child trauma, so they have mental health issues, or drinking because of an abusive relationship. Yeah. It must be hard to actually get it accurate.
Yeah. I bet it's high, though. I bet it's high. If we could find out, I bet you it's very, very high.
We'll just make it up. We'll make it up and pass it off.
It's high. It's at least 75%. I was going to write here, I'm so glad we don't live in an expat community now, Hamish. But actually, we both still do. We are legal aliens, Englishmen in Australia. Yet we are not soaking in booze. So how do we do it alcohol-free?
Enlighten me.
That
sounds weird. It sounds like shine a torch on me.
Yeah, just light me up.
If you could pass me that torch and shine it. Shine it on my jiggly bits.
Yeah, don't shine it on my jiggly bits, thank you very much. When you're in the thick of an expat culture, you wonder what the rest of the world is up to. I thought, what the bloody hell would you do if you were here and you didn't go out every night and get absolutely wasted? It was a huge surprise to me to find out that the world, Hamish, ticks by outside of alcohol.
No.
It does. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but that was a revelation for me. I didn't realise the world went on. I always remember reading a book about the Beatles, a brilliant biography. I can't remember who it was by. It was one of the Beatles. And one of the phrases in it, I'll have to look it up, but I think it was, the beat goes on, after they'd split up. Mm-hmm. And they didn't realise that the world would all continue functioning after the Beatles had split up. Yep. And that was it. The beat went on for me after I got sober, which was incredible revelation.
Comparing yourself to the Beatles, are we?
Yeah, kind of. I'm more the Lennon, you're Ringo.
I'm Ringo for sure.
It was a huge surprise to find out that the world ticks on outside of alcohol, and there are loads of people that are not at the party with you. This will be the same everywhere in the world.
Yeah. I heard someone ask Vic once what she did when she doesn't drink, and her answer was everything else. And I think that fits well here. There is the option not to drink. Who knew?
Who knew? Exactly.
So how do you survive living abroad without becoming an alcoholic? What tips can we share with you? Here are a few that we've thought of.
Okay, take some time to learn the language.
Very easy if you move to Australia.
Very easy if you move to Australia, mate. I did it in Thailand. I learnt Thai when I was there. Yeah. I'm conversational Thai. It was one of the best things I ever did. I love, and I speak some French, and Hamish speaks fluent French. Learning a language takes up time. A lot of time, doesn't it?
That's it. Just a good time waster.
Yeah, just do it while you're there.
Try and find local friends. Try and embed yourself in. It always helps. Kind of people that live in the country who aren't expats are less likely to have the drinking culture that expats have.
Totally. Ask about the differences and customs with that person so you can make sure you don't offend anyone pretty much.
Keep working on your career path. That's the reason you've moved abroad, probably. So yeah, focus on that.
Make sure you put aside money to go home every now and again. That is a really good tip.
Again, something that we've never done.
I never, ever went home. I was just like, I'm off. I'm out of here. I'm never coming back. But it probably would have been a good idea for me to save some money at some point instead of spending it all on alcohol. But I never managed to do that.
Should we set up a bank account that's just go home fund?
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic. We'd have so much money if we did that.
Yeah, we would. good.
Own your differences, accept that you will never fully fit in another country.
That's so true. You're likely to always have an accent, no matter how fluent you become. You may look different from the locals, and that's okay. It's part of who you are, and that's what makes you special in that environment. Also, assimilate. Celebrate your adopted country's holidays too. Learn local customs and participate in them.
Good use of the word assimilate.
Thank you very much.
Do you Google it?
Yep.
Okay. Get out and about. There are more to these places than the bars.
And be proud about your sobriety and show others that you can survive being an expat without booze. If you do it, others may follow.
Yeah, I guess the key with that is to try and find or encourage new ways of socialising that are not booze-based.
Yeah, and going out and
Cafes,
doing
walks, runs, exercise classes, whatever.
As we say, life goes on outside of those pubs and bars, and it is incredible to find what else is going on in these cities all over the world. It sure is a boozy world, hey Hamish. But all of the above are ways you can thrive when living abroad, and we assure you, diving headfirst into a culture rather than just visiting its drinking establishments will leave you with a warmth in your leaky loins. Not even the strongest tequila could match that.
The joy that you get from saying leaky loins.
I don't know why I put that. Oh, I think I was referring to the leek, the root vegetable, because I always like to get a root vegetable in the podcast.
Oh, is that what it was?
It was a leek, yes. I thought, why am I going to get a leek in here?
I was just thinking maybe that if you drink too much every now and then you don't quite time your peas right. Too much information?
Too much.
Cassio's always going on about it.
Casio.
So just because you're a no-show at the Expat bar, the work function, the strip club, or the sundowners at Captain Coconut's cocktail club does not mean that you are weird. It just means that you're cool. You don't need to drink to fit in, and you'd rather feel productive the next day, not put yourself in danger or in a blackout, and actually enjoy the country you are visiting or living in.
I enjoyed coming up with Captain Coconut's Cocktail Club as well.
I thought you did.
So indulge in all the country has to offer. This is your home now, not a holiday. And if you decide to move on, do so with pride, knowing you saw, smelt, felt, ate, and did everything, that you indulged in nearly everything the country had to offer. And instead of heading back through immigration with a drink problem, a few injuries, a venereal disease, and an empty bank account, and the story of you performing a humiliating crutch grind at a religious ceremony, come home with memories. It's much safer.
You said you did everything, you smelt every country. What's the best smelling country you've been to?
Oh, the thing is, I would say Thailand, but obviously there's really bad ones and really good ones there, so it kind of levels out.
That's true, yeah.
I think the French markets have a nice smell to them.
Yeah. France, I think, wins it for me. Going through the sunflower fields.
Beautiful, yeah.
Well, do sunflowers smell?
Yeah, they do. They do have a smell, yeah.
They look like they should.
Yeah.
Anyway, a humiliating crutch grind was my other question at a religious ceremony.
Yeah, it happened once.
More info, please?
I was just drunk and I'd walked past some sort of ceremony going on with some mates and I was sort of grinding against something.
What's a crutch grind?
It's like when you go like, I'm doing it now.
Oh, okay. So it's like
you kind of...
What's that word?
It's like pretend to hump something.
Yeah, but there's a cooler word for that.
Oh, like twerking.
Twerking.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, you twerking someone at a religious ceremony.
Yeah, no, I don't really remember, but my friend told me I'd done it the next day. You see news stories about people getting arrested in Bali for things like that, like taking nude photos in religious stumpers, or what they're called. Stumper? Yeah, it's in Nepal.
Is that a Thai word? Any other inappropriate cultural errors you've made and want to share with us?
Well, once I patted a policeman on the head in Thailand, which was really bad.
No, were they shorter than you?
No, they weren't.
Because that's bad.
He was taller than me. No, I was stepping over him, which you're not also supposed to do in Thailand. You're not supposed to step over someone.
He wasn't shorter than you, but you stepped over him.
No, he was sitting on the floor, and I patted him on the head as I went by. I nearly got arrested. I also once hung my washing on some prayer flags. Right. I actually pinned my washing out on some religious prayer flags, which I got in trouble. And once I flipped a coin to make a bet with someone, it had the king's head on it, and I got very, very told off. Yeah.
I don't think I would know what prayer flags look like in your defence.
Well, I didn't know at the time, but I know now. Have you ever had any weird, inappropriate cultural run-ins, Hamish?
I'm maybe too vocal about my support of England cricket and football in Australia. They obviously do not like England cricket team here, and I'm very vocal about the fact I do not like the Australian cricket team here, so that's one. I didn't laugh when a woman at a car rental place in Cairns said, "You're home," when I checked in because my surname is Adams-Cairns.
Oh, right.
I feel like I'm worse in England than I am in Australia because I don't like tea.
Oh, yes. Okay, that is offensive.
So, yeah, it's kind of like, if I get offered it by someone I don't know, I kind of have to say yes and chew it down, but I hate it. I feel like I'm a disappointment to England in that way.
You are more than that.
In every way.
You are generally a disappointment to England.
That's it.
Yeah. Right, let's end on a quote.
Yep.
If I'm an advocate for anything, it's to move as far as you can, as much as you can, across the ocean or simply across the river. Walk in someone else's shoes or at least eat their food. It's a plus for everybody. That's Anthony Bourdain. There's a brilliant book he wrote called Kitchen Confidential. Highly recommend reading it.
I read that quote a week ago and I've been thinking about it for a week.
It's a great quote.
I love it.
I love it too.
It does make me think, move.
Yeah, it does. Move. Come on, Hamish, move.
Keep moving. You're too pro me moving.
Yeah, get out. Fuck off.
Okay, the other one is Marilyn the Gardener. She says, our homes are not defined by geography or one particular location, but by memories, events, people, and places that span the globe.
I think what all we're saying in this podcast, I know we like to end on a nice note, is if you are doing this, do it sober. Because sober is living your life to its maximum potential and enjoying everything rather than numbing it out. And you've got a great experience to live in another country, a great opportunity. So do it to the max and enjoy it rather than just being pissed the whole time.
I want to add a new tradition to the podcast.
Oh, great.
Now. So what I want to do, we're going to still finish with a quote or disappointing affirmation. But then we get the most wonderful emails from our listeners.
Oh, yes, we do.
Or reviews on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I feel like we read them, we get a kick out of them, we reply to them, but we don't share them.
Yeah.
And I feel like people hearing stories that aren't our stories, which you know through and through by now, could inspire others. So I want to read an email or a review every week.
Okay, great. That's a good idea. You could have run this by me first.
You can read half of them. I don't want to read every single one.
You should have run this by me first, Hamish. We're going to have a falling out.
Yeah.
God, you need to run these things by me.
Okay, so this one, some will read anonymously, some we won't. This one is from a listener in Colorado. She says, "Hi, Vic, Hamish, and Lucy too. You are my morning walking partners. When you make me laugh and double over, somehow people clear the path as if I'm drunk. Lo and behold, I'm sober awkward too, 6 months today. Love your podcast, topics, humour, and honesty. Thank you for all you do, keeping us laughing, thinking, not asking Vic to go camping, and most of all, keeping us sober. I appreciate you."
Oh, how lovely.
I thought that was sweet. A lot of people say that they listen to us when walking.
And get
then
funny
they
looks.
look weird because they're laughing by themselves.
People walking on the beach and people dragging their dogs away from them.
Yeah.
Look forward to part 2 next week, which is all going to be about, what is it, Hamish?
It's about jobs.
About jobs, yes. Alcohol in the workplace, another boozy culture. Cheers, guys. If you're questioning your relationship with booze, you're struggling to moderate, or your hangovers are causing anxiety, it might be time to reach out for some support.
Yeah, just talk to a mate about how you're feeling, contact a local doctor, find an AA or sobriety group. Vic's got one.
Yeah, just head to www.cuppa.community.
Remember, if you're questioning yourself, it might be time to seek support.
Even though this journey can be awkward, it is definitely worth it. And if you've enjoyed the Sober Awkward podcast, don't forget to review it, rate it, and share it with your mates.
They have to share it with their mates?
Yeah, of course they do. I'm not doing this for nothing, Hamish. Bloody hell.
How do they share it?
I don't know, just write it on the...
Hi there. I wanted to tell you about a podcast that I think every single one of you will benefit from. It's called Therapy Works, and it's hosted by me, Julia Samuel. I'm a best-selling author and psychotherapist. I invite you into my therapy room where I speak to either a known or unknown guest. Topics range from the difficulties of divorce, a life-changing illness, to the struggles of motherhood. Search Therapy Works now wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to make sure you never miss an episode.
Vic, so do you fancy coming on a sober holiday?
Don't worry, we're not talking about some corporate wellness retreat with cucumber water and enforced eye contact.
No, this is a sober, awkward retreat. 8 days of sun, sweat, laughter, and absolutely no hangovers.
Yep, it's all happening in Thailand next October. Picture this: yoga at sunrise, writing workshops, ice baths, Thai boxing, and lots of awkward sober dancing under the stars.
It's a proper holiday with proper weirdos. Our kind of people.
Yeah. You'll meet legends who've also given the booze a boot and want to have fun without feeling like a social reject.
Come solo or grab a mate. Bring your awkward, bring your sun cream. No pressure, no judgment, just a big, warm, sober hug in paradise.
All the info is at soberawkward.com/retreats. Come and get sweaty with us, emotionally and physically, in our all-inclusive jungle resort. You'll start out as 15 strangers and leave with 15 new sober mates.
I'm not sure I want 15 new sober mates, actually, particularly sober ones.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're not invited then.
Fair enough.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states. Whether you're sending an unforgettable gift or treating yourself to everyday perfection, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience. Gift USDA-certified tender steaks, juicy burgers, cozy and convenient comfort meals, and so much more. Save big on unforgettable gifts with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for 50% off site-wide and an extra 20% off select favorites during their cyber sale. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code HOLIDAY at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code HOLIDAY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details.
So, as you probably know, my comedy memoir, 1,000 Wasted Sundays, is officially out. All my magnificent fuck-uppery in one awkward hit. If you'd like to get your hands on a copy, it's now available from all good bookstores.
We always say all good bookstores, don't we?
Yeah.
Are there bad
No,
bookstores?
it's probably ones with moody sellers.
Oh yeah, really
Yeah.
depressed librarian folk.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah. So there are probably some, but we're only storing it in the good ones.
It's only made it into the goodies.
You can also get it from all good online retailers. The print version and ebook are out now, and the audiobook will be available in March. I've been writing my memoir for 5 years. It will make you laugh, cry and cringe, and hopefully inspire a few people to reconsider their relationship with booze. If you love the podcast, then I think you'll love the book, even if I do say so myself. Hamish has read it. What did you think?
I feel like I know a little bit too much about you now, to be honest, Vic. Look, I really loved it. It was hilarious and surprisingly moving, but I feel like I've seen you naked in a literary sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's worrying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From an emotional point of view, seriously, it wobbled my teeny weeny wooden heart, Vic.
Okay.
My teeny little wooden heart.
Well, his
Be
teeny
not
little,
here.
his wooden heart is broken. Anyway, so if you do manage to get your filthy mitts on a copy, please do me a favour and head to goodreads.com and give me a review. Doing that will help me get it out there to those that need a bit of sober support. So there you have it. My story, unwanted warts and all. Come and get awkward with me.
Not to be too demanding or anything, but seriously, go and buy it
Yeah,
now.
go and buy it. Go and buy it right now.
Yeah, don't just tell your friends, buy it, and then buy your friends one or two.
Yeah, don't give them a copy. Buy it. Yeah.
And you know what? Don't be careful where you store it. If you lose it, you can always buy another
Yeah,
five.
buy another one.
Yeah.